So I'm here with Kirsty Rodda, who's the gallery manager at Winchester Ark. And I imagine this must have been quite some experience for you to have these wonderful things by Constable kind of coming through the door. It's like waiting for your post.
Absolutely, starting in the car park, getting it loaded off the van, and yeah, the anticipation of what we could see through the plastic, thinking, oh my gosh, that's Salisbury Cathedral, it's here, can't believe it. And then, yeah, unwrapping works one by one, the moment of the moment of truth.
I think it's lovely that, because these exhibitions happen, I don't know how many people watching this know, but these exhibitions can only happen because of something called the Government Indemnity Scheme. And in order to qualify for that, a gallery has to meet certain health and safety and fire requirements. And then the government actually pays all the insurance bills for these paintings to come, because when paintings are worth millions of pounds, as they all are nowadays, certainly things by Constable, the insurance bill alone would make it impossible for a relatively modest exhibition venue such as yourselves to put on. But that's what's so lovely about this, because it means that an exhibition space that one wouldn't necessarily associate with a show of this importance is nonetheless doing it.
This is it. We can be as ambitious as we like, really. The world is your oyster. You can decide any artist you'd like to bring. With the government indemnity, it makes it possible.
And can I ask you, how's it been your experience of working with the V&A and the Tate? Because it strikes me that the V&A, in particular, because of your focus on oil sketches and the idea of sketchiness and darkness and emotion, the V&A's been really generous.
They have. They've lent the majority of the works. I believe there are 19 works in the space. And we're quite regular partners with the V&A. They're a fantastic organisation, and they made this whole process so easy and gave us everything we asked for, really. Yeah. And then this is the first time we've worked with the Royal Academy for this space. And that was an absolute joy. And so the key work for us was Rainstorm Over the Sea to secure first.
Well, that is, I think without that piece, that in a sense, for me, that's although it's not the biggest painting in the show, that is the central image in the show. And it's exactly in the middle moment. 1824 to 1828, which is exactly that kind of worst period for John and Maria, because that is when she is dying, and they're there because she is dying, and that rainstorm is happening.
Yes.
And it's like a piece of somebody's tragic life is there. Yeah. And and I think that's part of the magic of coming to see this show, is that you're not, if I'm outside the V&A, I know that's in there. And I know I'm going to go and see it, and it's in there. But if I'm standing outside there in the shopping precinct, I don't necessarily know that I'm going to come through that door and come through your lovely municipal library, and then in there, and there's this piece of Constable's life. And I think that is something very precious about that. Yeah. That it can be lent.
Yes, absolutely. We didn't expect them to be able to lend that to us, because it's obviously such a key work. And then that seemed to unlock every other loan that we then sort of moved on to ask for. And as I say, other than works that were already committed, all of our lenders have been so behind the concept that Nicola had put forward.
Nicola's your guest curator, who sadly we haven't been able to speak to, but she's done a fantastic job. I think it's, really wonderful show. And so thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
And I particularly would just say to everybody who's watching this, come and see the exhibition. Put your money where your mouth is, put your feet where your heart is. Actually come and see it, because it's really terrific. Terrific. 10 out of 10.